Sometimes I'm right and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my songs. Butcher, the baker, the drummer, and then makes no difference what group I'm in.
But sometimes I'm right and I can be wrong. My own beliefs are in my song. The butcher, the banker, the drummer, and then it makes no difference what group I'm in. 'Cause I am everyday people.
There is a blue one that can't accept the green one, for living with the fat one, trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby-Dooby-Dooby-Doo, sha-sha. We got to live together.
I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then still can't figure out the thing I'm in.
'Cause I am everyday people.
Yeah, yeah.
There is a long head that doesn't like the short hair, for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, sha-sha. We got to live together. There is a yellow one that won't accept the black one, that won't accept the red one, that won't accept the white one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, sha-sha. I am everyday people.
The video that you've been watching is called Everyday People. This song carries the theme of our show tonight, the rhythms of poetry and people. Many feet create one beat.
All of us are from many different places and walks of life, but also we are one people, just everyday people.
Only be willing to search for poetry, and there will be poetry.
My soul, a tiny speck, is my tutor.
Evening sun and fragrant grass are common things, but with understanding they can become glorious verse when bent.
Welcome to our presentation tonight, the rhythms of poetry and people. Many feet, one beat.
Tonight, we will focus on the various elements of poetry that poets use in order to communicate to our soul and senses all that they sensed and felt in their soul.
When poetry is communicated from writer to reader, something powerful occurs.
Listen to what all the acclaimed poets of the past tell us about the power of poetry.
Poetry is language at its most distilled and most powerful. Rita Dove.
A poem begins as a lump in the throat, a sense of wrong, a homesickness, a lovesickness. It finds the thought, and the thought finds the words. Robert Frost.
Genuine poetry can communicate before it is understood. T.S. Eliot.
Poetry is thoughts that breathe and words that burn. Thomas Gray.
Poetry teaches us music, metaphor, condensation, and specificity. Walter Mosley.
Poetry lifts the veil from the hidden beauty of the world and makes familiar objects be as if they were not familiar. Percy Bysshe Shelley.
Poetry lifts us up to moral standards of peace and harmony. Maya Angelou.
A poem begins in delight and ends in wisdom. Robert Frost.
A poet uses rhythm, rhyme, sounds of letters, sounds of words, simile and metaphor.
Throughout the many beats of poetry, there is always one beat, the movement to the soul.
We learn about ourselves. We understand our history and our world.
We celebrate the human life in all its feelings and experiences.
Poetry shows us that people have many rhythms too, and we are each unique in how we live in the world.
Poetry also brings us to realize that human beings walk to one beat too.
The one beat that seeks virtue, truth, and beauty.
We can learn to live together through the music of poetry.
Different strokes for different folks. Many feet, one beat. There is a blue one that can't accept the green one for living with the fat one, trying to be a skinny one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby Dooby 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 Doo. Sha sha. We got to live together.
I am no better, and neither are you. We are the same, whatever we do. You love me, you hate me, you know me, and then still can't figure out the thing I'm in. 'Cause I am everyday people. Yeah, yeah.
There is a long head that doesn't like the short hair for being such a rich one that will not help the poor one. Different strokes for different folks, and so on and so on. And Scooby Dooby Doo. Ooh, sha sha. We got to live together.
I just love spending an afternoon in the library, as the poet describes in An Afternoon in the Stacks. Closing the book, I find I've left my head inside. It is dark in here, but the chapters open their beautiful spaces and give a rustling sound.
Words adjusting themselves to their meaning.
Long passages open at successive pages.
An echo continuous from the title onward.
Homes behind me.
From in here, the world looms.
A jungle redeemed by these linked sentences. Carved out when an author traveled. And a reader kept the way open.
When this book ends, I will pull it inside out like a sock.
And throw it back in the library. But the rumor of it will haunt all that follows me in my life.
A candle flame in Tibet leans when I move.
Poets use figurative language. Take a look at some experts of this poem to see this.
Words adjusting themselves to their meaning. Poetic imagery shows us likenesses and differences in our own identities.
Throw it back in the library. Poetic imagery shows us our many moods and life experiences as we grow and learn who we are.
And how does poetry do all of that?
By using an image of something as a symbol to understand another idea. This is called a metaphor. From in here, the world blooms. A jungle redeemed by these linked sentences.
Oh yes, and when two things are compared using like or as, this image is called simile. When this book ends, I will pull it inside out, like a sock.
Many of our poems have either a metaphor or a simile.
See if you can hear them.
We'll begin with how poets use the imagery of animals. As poets describe animals, I have metaphors for who I am. Just like animals, we are fun and light-spirited. Here's the poem, Cats. Cats sleep
Anywhere,
any table,
any chair, top of piano,
window ledge,
in the middle, on the edge,
open drawer,
empty shoes. Anybody's lap will do.
fitted in a cardboard box, in the cupboard.
With your frocks, anywhere.
They don't care. Cats sleep anywhere. Performing seal.
Who is so proud
As not to feel
A secret awe
before a seal,
that keeps such sleep
and wet repose
while twirling candles?
on his nose?
polar bear.
The secret of the polar bear is that he wears long underwear.
Some animals show friendship and virtues just like us. Here are elephants in holding hands. Elephants walking
Along the trails
are holding hands by holding tails. Trunks and tails are handy things when elephants walk in circus rings. Elephants play in elephants work in elephants play. And elephants walk and feel so gay. And when they walk, it never fails. They're holding hands by holding tails.
Often we have to be ourselves and do what we are meant to do, and let our beauty shine bright, as in the next 5 poems.
Ladybug, hummingbird, armed coat, and wild goose.
A small
Speckled visitor wearing crimson
cape, brighter
then a cherry,
smaller
then
a grape, a polka,
dotted
someone,
walking on my
wall, a black
hooded
lady,
in a scarlet shawl.
The hummingbird, he has no song. From flower to flower, he hums along. Humming his way among the trees, he finds no words for what he sees.
At Autumn Cove, so many white monkeys, bounding, leaping up like snowflakes in flight.
They coax and pull their young ones down from the branches to drink and frolic with the water-borne moon.
Wild goose, at what age did you make your first journey? Pete at the zoo. I wonder if the elephant is lonely in his stall.
When all the boys and girls are gone, and there's no shout at all.
And there's no one to stamp before, no one to note his might.
Does he hunch up as I do, against the dark of night?
Lonely poems. We feel lonely sometimes, but the song in our hearts helps us get through it. Listen to the howl of the lonely wolf. When the pale moon hides and the wild wind wails,
And over the treetops the nighthawk sails.
The gray wolf sits on the world's far rim and howls, and it seems to comfort him. The wolf is a lonely soul, you see, no beast in the wood, nor bird in the tree, but shuns his path in the windy gloom. They give him plenty and plenty of room.
so he sits with his long, lean face to the sky, watching the ragged clouds go by. There in the night,
Alone,
Apart, singing the song of his lone wild heart.
far away,
On the world's dark rim, he howls, and it seems to comfort him. Not always on our best behavior. We can be pestering and insulting like the hen, or complaining like the camel.
The hen is a ferocious fowl. She pecks you till she makes you howl.
and all the while she flaps her wings and says the most insulting things.
And when you try to take her egg, she bites large pieces from your leg. The only safe way to get these is to creep on your hands and knees.
In the meanwhile, a friend must hide and jump out on the other side.
and then you snatch the eggs and run while she pursues the other one. The difficulty is to find a trusty friend who will not mind.
The camels complain. Canary birds feed on sugar and seed.
Parrots have crackers to crunch.
And as for the poodles, they tell me the noodles
Have chickens and cream for their lunch.
But there's never a question.
about my digestion.
Anything does for me.
Cats, you're aware, can repose in a chair.
Chickens can roost upon rails.
Puppies are able to sleep in a stable.
And oysters can slumber in pails.
But no one supposes
A poor camel dozes.
any place does for me.
Lambs are enclosed where it's never exposed.
Coops are constructed for hens,
Kittens are treated to houses well heated.
and pigs are protected by pens. But a camel comes handy wherever it's sandy. Anywhere does for me.
People would laugh if you rode a giraffe.
Or mounted the back of an ox.
It's nobody's habit to ride on a rabbit.
Or try to bestraddle a fox. But as for camel, he's ridden by families. Any load does for me.
A snake is as round as a hole in the ground.
And weasels are wavy and sleek. And no alligator could ever be straighter
Than lizards that live in a creek. But a camel's all lumpy.
and bumpy and humpy.
Any shape does for me.
Sometimes we are lazy and slow, like the sloth or hippo. Or we overeat, like the vulture. Or we are insincere, like the lynx. Sloth. In moving slow, he has no peer. You ask him something in his ear, he thinks about it for a year.
And then, before he says a word, there, upside down, unlike a bird, he will assume that you have heard.
A most exasperating love. But should you call his manner smug, he'll sigh and give his branch a hug. Then off again, to sleep he goes, still swayed gently by his toes. And you just know, he knows, he knows.
The hippo lives without care and just studs in the mud, having fun. The hippopotamus.
The huge hippopotamus hasn't a hair.
On the back of his wrinkly hide,
He carries the bulk of his prominent hulk.
rather loosely assembled inside,
The huge hippopotamus lives without care.
at a slow philosophical pace,
As he wades in the mud with a thump and a thud.
and a permanent grin on his face. The vulture.
The vulture eats between his meals, and that's the reason why he very, very rarely feels as well as you and I.
His eye is dull, his head is bald, his neck is growing thinner. Oh, what a lesson for us all to only eat at dinner.
The lesser lynx.
The laughter of the lesser lynx is often insincere.
It pays to be polite, he thinks, if royalty is near.
So when the lion steals his food,
Or kicks him from behind.
He smiles, of course, but oh, the rude remarks that cross his mind.
strong animals show us aspects of our true potential, our real identity as human beings.
The eagle shows us that rather than being dragged down by the crowd, we can rise high above it and go forth in our strength. He clasps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands. Ringed with the azure world he stands, the wrinkled sea beneath him crawls.
He watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls.
When we are strong to pursue all that we can be, we shimmer with beauty. Lion.
The lion, ruler over all the beasts, triumphant moves upon the grassy plain, with sun like gold upon his tawny brow,
and dew like silver on his shaggy mane.
Into himself he draws the rolling thunder.
Beneath his flinty paw, great boulders quake.
He'll dispatch the mouse to burrow under, the little deer to shiver in the brake. He sends the fierce look of each serpent lashing.
The tall giraffe brings humbly to his knees.
Awakes the sloth and sends the wild boar crashing.
Wide-eyed monkeys chittering through the trees.
He gazes down into the quiet river, parting the green bulrushes to behold.
A sunflower crown, amethyst and silver.
A royal coat of brushed and beaten gold.
Besides the metaphor of animals, poetry has other aspects that help us discover ourselves.
For example, words play and we play, as in this poem called The Lines.
Draw a line. Write a line there.
Stay in line. Hold the line. A glance between the lines is fine, but don't turn corners. Cross, cut in, go over or out.
Between 2 points of no returns, a line of flight.
Between 2 points of views, a line of vision.
But a line of thought is rarely straight. An open line's no party line. However, find your point.
A line of fire communicates.
But drop your weapons and drop your line.
Consider the shortest distance from X to Y.
Let X be me, let Y be you.
Foul shot.
With 2 60s stuck on the scoreboard.
In 2 seconds, hanging on the clock.
The solemn void in the center of eyes.
Squeezed by silence.
Seeks out the line with his feet.
Soothes his hands along his uniform.
Gently drums the ball against the floor.
Then measures the waiting net.
Raises the ball in his right hand.
Balances it with his left. Holds it with fingertips.
Breathes.
Crouches.
He waits.
And then through a stretching of stillness,
Nudges it upward.
The ball slides up and out.
Lands.
Leans.
wobbles, wavers,
Hesitates.
Exasperates.
lays it coy,
Till every face bends with unsounding screams.
And then,
right before roar up,
Dives down and through.
Through poetic elements, we see that in the rhyme and rhythm of life, we grow up.
there was a naughty boy.
There was a naughty boy.
And a naughty boy was he.
He ran away to Scotland.
The people for to see.
Then he found that the ground was as hard,
That a yard
was as long, that a song was as merry, that a cherry
was as red,
that lead
was as weighty,
that fourscore was as 80,
that a door
was as wooden as in England.
So he stood in his shoes and he wondered. He wondered. He stood in his shoes and he wondered. Childhood.
I used to think that grown-up people chose to have stiff backs and wrinkles round their nose.
in veins like small fat snakes on either hand, on purpose to be grand.
So through the banisters, I watched one day my great Aunt Eddie's friend who was going away.
And how her onyx beads had come unstrung. I saw her grope to find them as they rolled.
And then I knew that she was helplessly old as I was helplessly young.
The words of poetry are rich and descriptive, and they help us know our moods, and they enrich our feelings, as in this poem, Lost.
Desolate and alone, all night long on the lake, where fog trails and mist creeps.
The whistle of a boat calls and cries unendingly.
Like some lost child in tears and trouble.
Hunting the harbor's breast and the harbor's eyes.
We all can escape our loneliness. The writer. A boy told me if he roller skated fast enough, he could outrun his loneliness.
The best reason I ever heard for trying to be a champion.
What I wondered tonight, pedaling hard down King William Street, is if it translates to bicycle.
A victory!
To leave your loneliness panting behind you on some street corner.
While you float free into a cloud of sudden azaleas.
Luminous pink petals that have never felt loneliness.
No matter how slowly they fell.
On windy nights, we can feel frightened.
Whenever the moon and stars are set, whenever the wind is high, all night long in the dark and wet, a man goes riding by. Late in the night when the fires are out, why does he gallop and gallop about? Whenever the trees are crying aloud and ships are tossed at sea, by on the highway, low and loud, by at the gallop goes he. By at the gallop he goes, and then by he comes back at the gallop again.
Poetry touches our hearts and helps us awaken to the needs of others.
This is the poem speech class. Causes us to be aware of other people's feelings.
We were outcasts,
You with your stutters, me with my slurring.
and that was plenty for our friendship.
We went to the therapist and we hoped they wouldn't laugh.
Took turns reminding the teacher.
Me and Joe have to go to speech class now.
Or me and Jim have to go to speech class now.
Mrs. Clark, therapist, was also God, friend, and mother.
Once, she took us to the zoo on a field trip.
Oh, you gonna go look at the monkeys?
Maybe they'll teach you how to talk.
We clenched teeth and went, and felt the sun and fed the animals.
And we were a family of broken words.
For years, we both tried so hard, and I finally learned.
Where to put my tongue and make the sounds, and graduated. But the first time you left class without me, I felt that punch in the gut.
I felt like a deserter and wanted you to have my voice.
The poem poor awakens our compassion. I heard of poor.
It means hungry, no food.
No shoes, no place to live.
Nothing good. It means winter nights.
And being cold.
It is lonely, alone, feeling old.
Poor is a tired face.
Poor is thin.
Poor is standing outside, looking in.
Poetry expresses truth. The next 5 poems help us learn to think for ourselves and live truly. Listen to Think as I Think. Think as I think, said a man, or you are abominably wicked. You are a toad.
And after I had thought of it, I said, I will then be a toad.
Silent, but
I may be silent, but I'm thinking.
I may not talk, but don't mistake me for a wall. Tableau.
Locked arm in arm, they crossed the way, the black boy and the white, the golden splendor of the day, the sable pride of night.
From lowered blinds the dark folk stare, and hear the fair folk talk.
Indignant that these two should dare in unison to walk. Oblivious to look and word, they pass and see no wonder that lightning brilliant as a sword should blaze the path of thunder.
some people bring out who we truly want to be.
Isn't it strange that some people make you feel so tired inside
Your thoughts begin to shrivel up like leaves all brown and dry.
But when you're with some other ones, it's stranger still to find.
Your thoughts as thick as fireflies, all shiny in your mind.
Most of all, poems help us discover that we all want to be of use.
The people I love the best jump into work head first,
without dallying in the shadows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight.
They seem to be natives of that element.
The black, sleek heads of seals, bouncing like half-submerged balls.
I love people who harness themselves an ox to a heavy cart.
Who pull like water buffalo with massive patience.
Who strain in the mud and muck to move things forward.
Who do what has to be done again and again.
I want to be with people who submerge in the task,
Who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along.
Who are not parlor generals and field deserters,
But move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out.
The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hand, crumbles to dust.
but
But the thing worth doing well done
has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident, Greek amphoras for wine or oil.
Opie vases that held corn are put in museums.
But you know they were made to be used.
The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real.
I cannot go to school today.
said little Peggy and McKay.
I have the measles and the mumps.
A gash, a rash, and purple bumps.
My mouth is wet. My throat is dry.
I'm going blind in my right eye.
My tonsils are as big as rocks.
I've counted 16 chicken pox.
And there's one more. That's 17.
And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. It might be instamatic flu.
I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke.
I'm sure that my left leg is broke.
My hip hurts when I move my chin.
My belly button's caving in.
My back is wrenched. My ankle's sprained.
My appendix pains each time it rains.
My nose is cold. My toes are numb.
I have a sliver in my thumb.
My neck is stiff. My spine is weak.
I hardly whisper when I speak.
My tongue is filling up my mouth.
I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight.
My temperature is 108.
My brain is shrunk. I cannot hear.
There is a hole inside my ear.
I have a hangnail, and my heart is. What? What's that? What's that you say?
You say today is
Saturday? Goodbye. I'm going out to play.
We all look back and see we had a lot in common when we were little kids.
Many feet create one beat.
We're now at a turning point in our lives.
Yusuf,
Mario,
Dee, Haya, Shreya, Jenna,
Gia,
Nick, David,
Stella,
John,
Orla,
Nathan.
Ben, Jackson,
Sam,
Lewis,
Vivian.
Jenna, Adi,
Daniel.
Ethan.
Corrado.
Gus.
No longer a child, we are emerging into adulthood. As we each ponder this change and walk on new roads of becoming,
Discovering our potential and setting goals.
We will go our separate ways.
we are many feet.
Yet during our time together growing up, we have created a beat together.
We have learned that, although we may be all stepping forward in different directions,
We still share the same one beat that we have learned together with one another.
We all care to keep becoming.
Keep on growing into our potential.
Keep on growing all the virtues.
This is our one beat. Many feet, one beat.
This is our one beat. Many feet, one beat.
Like a poem with its rhythms and many beats that create a picture of human life.
We see our lives in all its rhythms, creating different verses of a one beautiful song of life.
Our presentation will flow through all the rhythms of becoming in our lives.
From what we used to be, one beat.
To what we are now, many feet, one beat.
To what we hope to become.
Many feet, still one beat.
Many feet, still one beat.
I used to be one beat.
Hector the Collector by Shel Silverstein.
Hector the Collector collected bits of strings, collected dolls with broken heads, and rusty bells that would not ring.
Pieces out of picture puzzles, bent up nails and ice cream sticks, twists of wires, worn out tires, paper bags, and broken bricks.
Old chipped vases, half shoelaces, Gatling guns that wouldn't shoot, leaky boats that wouldn't float, and stopped up horns that wouldn't toot.
Butter knives with no handles, copper keys that fit no locks, ring too small for fingers, dried up leaves and patched up socks.
Worn out belts that had no buckles, electric trains that had no tracks, airplane models, broken bottles, three-legged chairs, and cups with cracks.
Hector the Collector
Loved these things with all his soul.
Loved them more than shining diamonds.
Loved them more than glistening gold.
Hector called to the people,
come and share my treasure trunk.
And all the silly, sightless people
Came and looked and called it junk. One beat.
My Rules by Shel Silverstein.
If you want to marry me, here's what you'll have to do. You must learn how to make a perfect chicken dumpling stew.
And you must sew my holy socks
and soothe my troubled mind.
And develop the knack for scratching my back. And keep my shoes spotlessly shined.
And while I rest, you must rake up the leaves.
And while it's hailing and snowing, you must shovel the walk.
And be still when I talk. And, hey, where are you going?
One beat.
Spaghetti by Shel Silverstein.
Spaghetti, spaghetti, all over the place. Up to my elbows, up to my face, over the carpet, and under the chairs, into the hammock, and wound round the stairs, filling the bathtub, and covering the desk, making the sofa a mad, mushy mess. The party is ruined. I'm terribly worried. The guests have all left. Unless they're all buried. I told them bring presents. I said throw confetti. But I guess they heard wrong, because they all threw spaghetti.
One beat.
Smart by Shel Silverstein.
My dad gave me $1 bill, 'cause I'm his smartest son. And I swapped it for 2 shiny quarters, 'cause 2 is more than 1.
And I took those quarters and traded them to Lou for 3 dimes. I guess he don't know that 3 is more than 2.
And just then along came old blind Bates, and just 'cause he can't see, he gave me 4 nickels for my 3 dimes, and 4 is more than 3.
And I took the nickels to Hiram Coons down at the seed feed store, and the fool gave me 5 pennies for them, and 5 is more than 4. And I went and showed my dad, and he got red in the cheeks, and closed his eyes and shook his head, too proud of me to speak.
Child Frightened by a Thunderstorm by Ted Kooser. Thunder has nested in the grass all night and rumpled it, and with its outstretched wings has crushed the peonies.
Its beak was bright,
sharper than garden shears, and clattering, it snipped bouquets of branches for its bed.
I couldn't sleep.
The thunder's eyes were red.
Song of the Pop Bottlers. Pop bottles in pop shops. The pop bottled, pour pop dropped.
When pop drops pop bottles plop. Pop bottles tops topple, pop mops slop. Stop, pop will drop bottle. Stop, pop, stop. When pop bottles, pop.
Block City by Robert Louis Stevenson. What are you able to build with your blocks? Castles and palaces, temples and docks. Rain may keep raining and others go wrong, but I can be happy in building at home.
Let the sofa be mountains and the carpets be sea. There I'll establish a city for me. A kirk, a mill, and a palace beside, and a harbor as well, where my vessels may ride.
Great is the palace with pillar and wall, a sort of a tower on top of it all, and steps coming down in an orderly way to where my toy vessels lie safe in the bay.
This one is sailing, and that one is moored. Hark to the song of the sailors on board, and see on the steps of my palace the kings, coming and going with presents and things.
Now I have done with it. Down let it go. All in a moment the town is laid low. Block upon block, lying scattered and free. What is there left of my town by the sea?
Yet as I saw it, I see it again.
The kirk, the palace,
the ships and the men.
And as long as I live,
and wherever I may be,
I'll always remember my town by the sea.
Man and Dog by Siegfried Sassoon.
Who's this, alone with stone and sky?
It's only my old dog and I.
It's only him. It's only me.
Alone with the stone and grass and tree.
What share we most, we two together?
Smells and awareness of the weather.
What is it makes us more than dust?
My trust in him, in me, is trust.
Here's anyhow one decent thing that life to man and dog can bring.
One decent thing we multiply.
Till earth's last dog and man have died.
now I am many feet. Proustian by Edward Hirsch.
At times, it seems lucky and unexpected, the past and who we were then, and what the mind brings back on an overcast day in late September.
The dense, evanescent clouds shifting overhead, the wind fingering the branches in the live oaks, the little chunks of our childhood selves.
Floating to the surface after all these years, like memories that we imagine, or tiny bits of metal constellating on magnets.
One moment, we are drinking coffee at the window, on a wet day falling around us. The next moment, we are putting our heads down on our desks.
For story time, or cleaning our lockers, or filing into the schoolyard for a fire drill. Soon, we are pulling on sleek yellow slickers.
And splashing home in the rain to our parents and grandparents. I see a boy throwing his arms around his grandmother's neck and hugging her.
He eats sugar cookies that he dunks in milk and plays in his room by himself now, happily, in a fort that he has built next to his bed.
Sometimes it is enough just to remember there was once a time before we knew about time, when the self and the world fit snugly together.
On Turning 10 by Billy Collins.
the whole idea of it makes me feel like I'm coming down with something.
Something worse than any stomachache.
Or the headaches I get from reading in bad light.
A kind of measles of the spirit.
A mumps of the psyche.
A disfiguring chickenpox of the soul.
You tell me it is too early to be looking back.
But that is because you have forgotten the perfect simplicity of being one, and a beautiful complexity introduced by two.
But I can lie in my bed and remember every digit.
At 4, I was an Arabian wizard.
I could make myself invisible.
By drinking a glass of milk a certain way.
At 7, I was a soldier. At 9, a prince.
But now, I am mostly at the window, watching the late afternoon light Back then, it never fell so solemnly against the side of my treehouse.
And my bicycle never leaned against the garage.
As it does today.
All the dark blue speed drained out of it.
This is the beginning of sadness, I say to myself.
And I walk through the universe in my sneakers.
It is time to say goodbye to my imaginary friends.
Time to turn the first big number.
It seemed only yesterday I used to believe there was nothing under my skin but light. If you cut me, I could shine.
But now, when I fall upon the sidewalks of life,
I
skin my knees, I bleed.
Nothing Gold Can Stay by Robert Frost.
Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold.
Her early leaves a flower, but only so an hour.
Then leaf subsides to leaf.
So Eden sank to grief. So dawn goes down today.
Nothing gold can stay.
The Question by Carla Cuskin. People always say to me, what do you think you'd like to be when you grow up? And I say, why, I think I'd like to be the sky, or be a plane, or a train, or a mouse, or maybe I could be a haunted house, or something furry, rough and wild, or maybe I will stay a child.
Poem number 1.
Our faces are the light and dark window panes we paint our smiles on.
Behind them, we hide the vulnerabilities we want no one else to see.
The watercolor of our tears,
Even the rainbows of our laughter.
and the heart that can look through to another heart might turn away from the face.
A heart to heart, as face to face should be, our eyes that need not hide.
You reading this, Be Ready, by William Stafford.
Starting here, what do you want to remember?
How sunlight creeps along a shining floor.
What scent of old wood hovers? What softened sound from outside fills the air? Will you ever bring a better gift for the world than the breathing respect that you carry wherever you go right now? Are you waiting for time to show you some better thoughts?
When you turn around, starting here, lift up this new glimpse that you found.
Carry it into evening all that you want from this day.
This interval you spent reading or hearing this, keep it for life.
What can anyone give you greater than now? Starting here, right in this room, when you turn around.
You were born with wings. Why prefer to crawl through life?
The Sorceress by Rachel Lindsay.
I asked her, is Aladdin's lamp hidden anywhere?
Look into your heart, she said. Aladdin's lamp is there.
She took my heart with glowing hands. It burned to dust and air, and smoke and rolling thistledown, blowing everywhere.
Follow the thistledown, she said, till doomsday if you dare. Over the hills and far away, Aladdin's lamp is there.
This is my rock. This is my rock, and here I run to steal the secret of the sun.
This is my rock, and here come I, before the night has swept the sky.
This is my rock. This is the place I meet the evening, face to face.
A quote from Rumi. Yesterday, I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today, I am wise, so I am changing myself.
Myself by George Moses Horton.
I feel myself in need of the inspiring strains of ancient lore. My heart to lift, my empty mind to feed, and all the world explore.
I know that I am old and can never recover what is past. But for the future, may some light unfold and soar from age's blast.
I feel resolved to try, my wish to prove, my calling to pursue, or to mount up from earth into the sky, to show what heaven can do.
My genius from a boy has fluttered like a bird within my heart, but could not thus confine her powers employ, impatient to depart.
She, like a restless bird, would spread her wings, her power to be unfurled, and let her songs be loudly heard and dart from world to world.
Famous by Naomi Shihan Nai.
The river is famous to the fish.
The loud voice is famous to silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. The cat sleeping on the fence is famous to the birds watching him from their birdhouse.
The tear is famous briefly to the cheek.
The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom.
The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dress shoe, which is famous only to floors.
The bent photograph is famous to the one who carries it, but not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous to shuffling men who smile while crossing the streets.
Sticky children in grocery lines. Famous is the one who smiles back.
I want to be famous the way a pulley is famous, or a buttonhole.
Not because I did anything spectacular, but because it never forgot what it could do.
Autobiography in 5 short chapters by Portia Nelson.
Chapter 1. I walk down the street.
There is a deep hole in the sidewalk.
I fall in. I am lost. I am helpless.
It isn't my fault. It takes me forever to find a way out. Chapter 2. I walk down the same street.
There is a deep hole in the sidewalk.
I pretend I don't see it. I fall in again. I can't believe I'm in the same place.
But
it isn't my fault. It still takes me a long time to find a way out. Chapter 3. I walk down the same street.
There is a deep hole in the sidewalk.
I see it there. I still fall in. It's a habit, but my eyes are open. I know where I am.
It is my fault. I get out immediately. Chapter 4. I walk down the same street.
There is a deep hole in the sidewalk.
I walk around it. Chapter 5. Walk down another street.
A quote by Rumi. When you do things from your soul, you feel a river moving in you, a joy.
I Want to Write by Margaret Walker. I want to write. I want to write the songs of my people.
I want to hear them singing melodies in the dark.
I want to catch the last floating strains from their sob-torn throats.
I want to frame their dreams into words, their souls into notes. I want to catch their sunshine laughter in a bowl. Link dark hands to a darker sky and fill them full of stars.
Then crush and mix such lights till they become a mere pool of brilliance in the dawn.
Songs for the People by Frances Ellen Watkins Harper.
Let me make the songs for the people.
Songs for the old and young.
Songs to stir like a battle cry, wherever they are sung. Not for the clashing of sabers, for carnage nor for strife.
But songs to thrill the hearts of men with more abundant life.
Let me make a song for the weary amid life's fever and fret.
Till hearts shall relax their tension and careworn brows forget.
Let me sing for little children before their footsteps stray. Sweet anthems of love and duty to flow o'er life's highway.
Let me sing for the poor and the aged when shadows dim their sight.
Of the bright and restful mansions where there shall be no night.
Our world, so worn and weary, needs music, pure and strong,
to hush the jingles and discords of sorrow, pain, and wrong.
Music to soothe all its sorrow, till war and crime shall cease.
And the hearts of men grow tender, girdle the world with peace.
The dream of now.
When you wake to the dream of now, from night and its other dream,
You carry day out of the dark like a flame.
When spring comes north and flowers unfold from earth, and its even sleep, you lift summer on with your breath, lest it be lost ever so deep.
Your life you live by the light you find, and follow it on as well as you can.
carrying through darkness wherever you go, your one little fire that will start again.
Polonius' Advice to Laertes, from Hamlet, by William Shakespeare.
There, my blessing with you.
And these few precepts in thy memory, see thou character.
Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his acts.
Be thou familiars, but by no means vulgar.
The friends thou hast and their adoptions tried,
Grapple them to thy soul with hoops of steel.
But do not dull thy palm with entertainment
Of each new hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entrance to a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposant may beware of thee.
Give every man thine ear,
But few thy voice.
Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment.
Costly thy habits, as thy purse can buy.
But not expressed in fancy.
Rich, not gaudy.
For the apparel oft proclaims the man.
Neither a borrower nor a lender be.
For loan oft loses both itself and friend.
And borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry.
This, above all,
To thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day. Thou canst not then be false to any man.